Hey everyone, we've all had those moments where we think, hey, I have a great idea for my community. But what does it really take to turn a good intention into a solution that actually works? Well, today, we're diving into a powerful framework that does just that. It's a way of thinking that can help literally anyone become a truly effective problem solver. So, let me ask you this. Ever wonder what separates a good idea from a truly great one? It sounds like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer changes everything. It's not about having the flashiest plan or the biggest budget. The greatest, most impactful ideas are almost always born from a deep, deep understanding of people. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack. Okay, so where do we usually start? A lot of the time, we start with a good intention that's just a little fuzzy. You've heard them before, right? Let's make the playground more fun, or we should clean up the park. These are fantastic starting points. But here's the thing, they aren't solutions. Not yet, anyway. So, the breakthrough. The real magic happens when we shift our focus. Instead of just saying, clean up the park, what if our goal was to help families feel safe and proud of our park? See the difference? Suddenly, the task isn't about the what anymore. It's all about the who. We're aiming to solve a specific human need, and believe me, that changes the entire game. This brings us to probably the most important lesson in this whole explainer, what I like to call the foundational shift. To build a truly great solution, you have to first step away from the problem and step directly into the shoes of the people who are actually experiencing it. All right, time for our most critical vocabulary word, stakeholder. Now, a stakeholder is anyone with a stake in the issue, right? Anyone who is affected by it or cares about it. So if the problem is at a school, it's not just the students, it's the teachers, the parents, the principal, heck, even the neighbors who live across the street. The key takeaway here, one problem affects lots of different people in lots of different ways. And this is where it gets really interesting. Every single one of those stakeholders has a unique perspective. A messy park might look like a huge safety hazard to a parent with a toddler, but to a group of teenagers, that same messy park might be the one place they feel they can hang out without being hassled. Same place, totally different realities. So, how in the world do we bridge those different realities? The answer is one powerful word: empathy. Empathy is the absolute engine driving this whole process. It's not just knowing what someone feels. It's about trying to understand why they feel it. It's the tool that lets us genuinely see the world from their point of view. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Empathy, perspective. This sounds a little abstract, but it's not. There is a clear, practical framework to guide us on this empathy journey. Let's walk through it right now. So here it is, our 5-step roadmap, and I want you to pay close attention to the order. You start by identifying issues. Then you figure out the stakeholders, and then, this is the most critical part, you gather their perspectives. It is only after you've done all that deep listening that you even start to think about designing a solution. The solution has to come from the understanding, not the other way around. But wait, there's more. Here's the real masterstroke. Because having a great, empathetic idea, well, that's not always enough. You've got to get other people on board. And the most powerful way to do that isn't with a bunch of data or charts. It's with something way more fundamental. This right here, this is the secret sauce. You need to transform your solution into a compelling story. A story doesn't just list facts. It makes the impact feel real, personal. You aren't just telling people about the change. You are making them feel it. I mean, just look at this perfect example. The story starts with the before. We have a student who finds it hard to focus. They go to the library and they leave empty-handed. Then you paint the after picture. That same exact student is now excited, they're engaged, and they're finding books they absolutely love. That journey from problem to resolution, that is your story of change. And this insight just nails it. The big win isn't, we got more books. The real win is that a student who felt left out now feels excited and included. You always have to connect your solution directly back to the specific human need you discovered. That's what makes people sit up and truly care. So, how do we make all of this stick? Let's lock it in with 3 really powerful analogies. Think of these as mental shortcuts you can use anytime you're trying to solve a problem. First up, be a doctor. A good doctor never ever prescribes medicine without a diagnosis. They always start by asking, so where does it hurt? Your first job as a problem solver is to diagnose the specific need. The solution always comes second. Second, think about a key and a lock. A key is completely useless unless it's perfectly shaped for one specific lock, right? Well, the stakeholder's unique problem is that lock. Your solution has to be the precisely crafted key that opens it. And finally, and this one is my personal favorite, think of it like giving a gift. The best gifts are never about what we want to give. They're about making the other person feel truly seen and understood. And a great solution does the exact same thing. It's a gift that says, I see you, I heard you. And that really is the heart of it all, isn't it? This isn't just some process for solving problems. It's a way to connect with people on a much deeper level. Because when we seek to understand others, we become better leaders, better neighbors, and better human beings. So my final question to you is this: what problem will you see differently now?